Well, I suppose that could be considered vintage. Hey y'all, APG Jamie here. And today we're going to use these here junk mail envelopes. I think I got lucky when they sent us a, quote, second notice. Ha ha! Anyway, it's something that's been on my list for quite some time. I don't know when I thought to do it. 22, 21, I don't know. Anyway, like I said, it's been on my list. Little mini interdepartment, aka inter-office envelopes. Okay, that's where you work in a company, and back in the day, okay, we're talking before the internet, okay, you would have to send documents and different whatevers to other departments within your company, or even in the same department that you're in, and they used inter-office envelopes. They did not go through the postage system. They had holes in the envelopes and little, the little string tie closures and, just junk like that. And you would put right on it who it was to and what department and room numbers if you had all that. And they would get it and they would open it and do whatever they needed to do office-wise, and then, return it or send it back to whoever, whatever. So anyway, when I got these, or when my husband, because they're junk mail to my husband, when he got them, I said, oh, don't tear up that envelope. Let me have that envelope. That's a perfect color for what I want to make, okay? So anyway, y'all saw I used the Tim Holtz Sizzix die to die cut my new envelopes, and we're going to make the little closure ring doolallers. And I wanted red because, they were typically red back in the day. And I went over it with sepia ink just to knock back the brightness of the red, okay? And I have this stamp. There's a list of ingredients in the description below. If I happen to have forgotten something and you're curious, go ahead and ask in comments, message, whatever, and I will do my best to answer it. So when I saw this stamp, I thought, well, that's perfect for my inter-office envelope, because they have lines on them, front and back, and you're supposed to use the front first or the back first. I don't know which. It don't no matter. Don't no matter. You can look on Amazon so you can see what official ones look like. I don't know if anybody still uses said things on account of, we have email now. You can scan documents. Most documents are, come in a PDF form anymore. And, you can just zip them back and forth that way. Okay? I don't know. But I wanted to make some. So they've been on my list for a while. I know we've already discussed that. So we're stamping this out to get our little lines in front and back. Okay? I know it may not be interesting to you, but it was interesting to me. And I'm just really happy with how they came out. And I would like for these people to send me a third or fourth, or my husband anyway, fifth notice. Because I like the envelope. They're fun. It's a nice size. I got 2 envelopes and was able to get 4 of my little mini inter-office envelopes out of said giant junk mail envelopes, okay? Because the way they were glued, I had to trim off the edges, which y'all saw all that. And I got this little bitty stamp with numbers on it, and it's got, whatever it is. And I'm stamping that on the end of the flap that flips up on the bottom, on the back side. Identifies the type of envelope it is, okay? That's the purpose, right? And so I'm like, well, I want to put the word inter-office what did I put? Inter-office, okay. Even though I think officially it's inter-department. And why is it enter? I don't know, because that's just silly. Anyway, stamping that out, and I'm using all lower cases, and I think I go with delivery on the bottom part, and most of this video is in hyperspeed. You know, we like it like that. It's easier to voice over. If you need to slow it down, feel free to find your settings on the particular video that you're watching. Doesn't have to be mine, could be somebody else's. Same difference. And slow it down if your device gives you that option. I mean, you know, you can't necessarily do that on all televisions if you're watching on televisions. Yeah, I don't know. And slow it down or speed it up, whichever you may need. Okay. The speed of my voice will change as well, and it might be interesting or redunculous. Well, this particular one, I messed up stamping out delivery. So I just stamped it on a piece of the scrap because we got some scraps. I kept those scraps, don't you know? And we just glued that right over on top, and it's okay. And in reality, I even forgot I did that till I was editing the video, and I'm like, oh yeah. Which envelope is that on? I don't even know. They're not perfect, okay? They're not perfect, but they were fun. And I would probably do them again, okay? Just saying. So I didn't have to have quite so many pieces there. I'm using it to reinforce the back part, or inside back, where I'm going to be putting a brad in a little bit. Okay, and by in a little bit, I mean like, I don't know, 50 minutes or something. Glue got stopped up. You know, it's my second favorite, but I seem to use it a lot anymore. Just saying. It's just so handy dandy. And just going to put that on the inside. Okay. I think I've already decided where I was going to poke my hole. You may have seen me measure. Rulers ain't no boss of me. Because we're going to punch a little teeny tiny hole. I think it's a 1/8 or 1/16. I don't know the size of the hole punch. It just punches a little dot. I mean a dot. Okay. It's big enough for Brad to go through. So we've got our little thingies. And I decided I was going to glue two together for the wraparound portion, because the top part I'm not doing as a wraparound. I didn't want to use brads for it, but we are going to use string, and we will just finagle our way around that, okay? But for the brads on the actual envelope itself, not the flap, on the back of the envelope, we're going to use brads and doubled hole reinforcer, or whatever those doolallers are called. I don't know what they call it, y'all. So they're all getting a brad. I know I could have just showed you one, but you know, why show you one when I can show you all four of them? Because I got four. Okay? All right. So we got that. Now we're going to take our string and we're going to stick it through the hole, and we're going to wrap it around the top part and glue it. And then we'll glue it some more. Okay? And my strings are extra long. Don't be worried about it. You don't have to make your strings so long if you don't want to. Okay? I would love to know if y'all made some of these, okay? Because it's just ridiculous. I'm so happy. My husband saw them and he says, oh, you finally made your little inner office envelopes. They're adorable. Well, I don't think he used the term adorable. That's not quite his style. He probably said something like they're great. But, you know, he loves me, so he thinks almost everything I do is great. Almost everything, you know, yeah. So now we're gluing those on, and you see I've got the envelope upside down because I want my string going in the correct orientation direction. Okay, now we're going to glue the envelope shut. All right. Man, what a lucky die set these were for me. My kids got me 3 sets of the Timmy dies. Anyway, 3 sets? I don't know. Anyways, for Mother's Day, just saying. So we're gluing down one side, and we're gluing down that side. And as you can see, the brad is barely on there. So we really did need that reinforcement, because this is thin envelope weight paper, you know, which is about like coffee paper, copy or printer paper. I don't know. Xerox paper. I don't know what you want to call it anymore. So anyways, we're gluing it all up. And I know I said I'm really happy. we got all that. See how it just dies on there, twist around, trim it off. It's perfect. Just bubbling up the little edges of the little circle disc thingy. Okay. Oh, policy envelope closures. That's what they're called. Policy envelope closures. Okay. So we got that. So now we're going to use the crop dial. And this particular one, you can set how deep you want it to go in. Of course, you can't go typically, too deep. So I'm just doing that. I'd already kind of held it up there when you weren't looking. I wasn't filming. And I thought, yeah, that looks good. And I don't know how many holes these envelopes typically had. And what was the purpose of the holes? I think to create lighter weight mail. I don't know. It don't make no sense to me if it's supposed to be, kind of confidential. Why would you have holes in it? Anybody can just see in them holes. Well, mostly. So anyways, we got all our holes done, and now we're going to add some signatures. This is one of those stamp sets that Seven Plaza told me I must have. Okay, so maybe she didn't tell me I must have it, but I saw her with it, and I'm like, I must have it. So, that's that. It's got different size signatures, y'all. It's really fun. Anyway, there's some numbers and other blah blahs on there. So I'm trying to figure out which one I want to use, because I want to, put signatures on the front, and we'll put a couple on the back, and then we'll have some little papers we'll put inside. I shouldn't tell you what's next. Should be a cliffhanger. There might be fancy papers inside. There might not be. You'll just have to watch and see. Okay. I guess I could have got some of that out, but no. Okay. I'm like, yeah, we're going to start with this one. Let's just, pat this one. We need some signatures on the front and put some on the back. And I don't know. It's kind of like, well, they need to be kind of small because it's pretty tiny. It's pretty tiny, y'all. And these are a little large, but, not everything is in perspective. Suspected. Whatever word you want to say. Okay? They're faux. They're faux inter-office envelopes, and they were fun. And they didn't take real long. How long did they take, you may ask? I don't know, because I didn't pay any attention to how long it took. Let's say it took a couple of hours, okay? Because, I stop and start, and I fiddle around. I'm like, do I want to use this? Do I want to do that? I know that's technically considered part of the time of the project, but if you enjoy that, it doesn't matter, right? Anyway, this is more of our alcohol ink dyed waxed paper. Okay, I'll link below. I'm really liking using that stuff. Okay, so it absolutely serves no purpose other than I wanted to use it and I thought it looked fine. So we made, those are like the tickets from the same die set. And this is the little, ribbon. And one of those circles in that stamp set with the signatures fit perfectly on that little circle, y'all. It was like serendipitous forever. So we're going to ink on our ribbons. And I just used scrap cardstock over there by the die cutting machine, okay? By machine, I mean it's a crank. Anyway, and my machine's old and my platforms are a little, damaged and beat up and all that. So that's why we use the scissors. We'll go back to the envelope thing. Because I cut all of them at the same time, okay? And so, I just had to use the scissors. The die is fine. It's just, operator. Anyways, ink it around them, just adding a little bit of, something to it. They're all the same. I got 2 blues and a dark green and a corally pink. I don't know what color to call it. Corally pink. Now we're also going to use some stickers from the Your Creative Studio box that I got from them. Oh, thanks again. And this is just stamped from Stamp Set. And I thought, well, we'll just stamp it on the back of this pretty green paper that I trimmed up to size. Okay, there is a die in that set to make a artist trading card size, which is what size fits in there. Quinkle-tinkly. Anyway, just they're all the same, but they're somewhat different. And, you know, being handcrafted, there's, you know, stuff in there. I'm just kind of using different stamps and just stamping on these. These are papers, book papers. I think it may be a poem book. I don't know what kind of book it is. It's in a foreign language. I think it's French. Okay, I'm not going to swear to it, but I'm pretty sure it's French. And we're just, you know, we die cut those out, you know, with a different die in the same set. It's just a little smaller, different corners on it and all that. So we're just stamping around. I'm like, yeah, I like that. So, and anyway, I got the flower stickers out of the Your Creative Studio box. Oh, they're so pretty. They're stickers, y'all. You just got to know how to work them sometimes. And I also have some, I'm going to call them Japanese girls because I don't know. Some Asian girls stickers that came from Amazon. Okay, we're going to use them too. And I will end up using some teeny paper clips from the Amazons as well. I did not provide a link. Just look on the Amazon for teeny paper clips. Well, I don't know that I'd spell it teeny, but I'd say, you know, tiny paper clips. And the stickers, I don't know either. I don't know. Anyway, we're just going to decorate up. I am trimming off some of the clear stuff around the image. Okay. I do this on a couple of them. I don't do it on all of them. I'm not even sure if I show you all of them. I probably do, but it could be an extra hyper speed drive. Okay. It could happen like that. Fighting with separating the sticker. Oh my God. I had pre-separated these, you know, on a little edge of it before I started this part because ain't nobody want to see that. Ain't nobody got time for that. So, just flopping a little ink around there because I didn't want to trim around the girl just because I didn't want to bother trimming around the girl. I just put some of that sepia ink that was left on my little dauber deal there. Anyway, so now we're just going to put it together, and I decide I want to staple the ribbon onto the funny little ticket thing. Why? I don't know. Just because. Make up your own story, okay? Now I'm looking for staples. Those are wrong size. I finally found some. They're colored. A green, blue, and another color. I don't remember what color it was. Anyway, green probably. And so we're going to use those. Okay, here are the teeny paper clips. Oh, they tiny little things. Look at that. You can't hardly even hold them. They're so tiny. But they're cute. That's all that matters, right? Totes adorbs. I know nobody uses that term anymore. Look at it. It just slides right in there. Look at that. Wrap. Ta-da! Not ta-da yet. Here we are in extra hyper speed, and we're going to show you the rest of them because I wanted to. Well, you need something to listen to while you're doing the dishes, right? Do you dishes by hand? You know, sometimes it's comforting. It seems somewhat comforting to do dishes by hand. When you're standing there at the sink, if you have a kitchen window, I do, and you just look out, you know, at the birds playing, or you look at the wall of your studio and go, gosh, I wish I was in the studio instead of in the kitchen. Anyway, there's something comforting in chores, I guess. I mean, you know, if you think about it, sort of. Okay, just think about it. So anyway, we're just sticking down stickers and our flower stickers, and we fight with some of them to separate and some of them we don't, and there's no rhyme, no reason. I'm just trying to, everyone's getting a flower, everyone's getting a girl, and everyone got stamped. Everyone's getting a teeny tiny paper clip and a little ribbon. Okay? And there's room for journaling if you should happen to do that kind of thing. And there's plenty of room in there to put more stuff in that little envelope. It's a nice, handy little envelope, I tell you what. And we are just layering up, as you can see. Y'all, I know I said it, I'm going to say it again. I am really happy with how these came out. They're even better than I expected, although there's quite a few imperfections on the stamping part, you know. Could have used a little more room for my brad to go on. But, you know, so it goes. Here we go. Flip-flop time. Thanks for the glitch. Okay. So you see they're all essentially the same, but they are slightly different. Okay? Oh, hello, phone. So there we go. We got that piece of paper on the back. French papers. They all the same. They all a little different. So you have to look at each and every one of them. Don't miss the photo montage. Okay? Not yet. Another 20 minutes. It'll be here. No, not that long, but, you know. Might feel like it, but it's really not that long away. Just hang on. See, they're all the same, but they're different. They make me so stinking happy. Don't you love it when a project does that? I mean, just the process of doing it is fun, too. I mean, you know, if you like that kind of thing, which I do. So there we go. Yep. Ta-da! Photo montage. Don't they look almost like real ones? Real big size ones? Aren't they wonderful? Don't you just want to make some? If you do, I hope you tag me in your makes, in your pictures or whatever, so I can hopefully maybe see it on the Instagrams or the Facebook or the Twitter, although I'm not on Twitter very often. Anyway, the Twitter or even here. Well, I don't know. I don't think you can post pictures here. Anyway, let me know because I had a great time and they will go on my list to make again, probably. Okay? You don't have to wait for a junk mail envelope either. Thanks for watching and happy arting, y'all. Vintage is the office envelope.